I'll start off on that. The surprise is that the searches have been falling as the Trump campaign has been focusing more on Bitcoin. And I think even in the last few days, maybe it was over the weekend, he talked about making Bitcoin transactions tax-free. And so it was like, what? So I've been very surprised. But you know what? Just as a student of the markets, when the markets are pushing up like this and there's really no hype, there's some real demand developing somewhere. Now, maybe it is continued institutional demand as more and more people make a decision about this new asset class. Maybe it's that, and that's happening slowly but surely. And maybe we do need clarification from the election to get retail investors more excited again. I don't know. I would think that institutional investors would be somewhat cautious around an election, but something's going on behind the scenes. The searches are not there. And so it leads me to believe this is somewhat institutional in nature.
Bitcoin's quiet rally suggests significant growth on the horizon as institutions continue to accumulate Bitcoin and the possibility of tax-free trades looms. This surge in demand could propel Bitcoin to unprecedented levels. Cathie Wood, CEO of ARK Invest, recently shared her insights in an interview, highlighting an intriguing trend. Despite low online search activity for Bitcoin, its price keeps climbing, an indication, in her view, that large institutions are quietly purchasing Bitcoin while smaller investors remain unaware. In addition, Donald Trump recently proposed making Bitcoin trades tax-free, which would eliminate taxes on Bitcoin gains. If this proposal becomes reality, it could attract a massive influx of new investors. Cathie believes retail investors are waiting until after the election, while institutions have already begun increasing their Bitcoin holdings in preparation for what's ahead. Stick around until the end of the video as Cathie Wood delves deeper into why Bitcoin may be in the early stages of a major wave.
Hi guys, hope to see you guys at Dubai Token 2049. We have exclusive 10% off the limited super early bird tickets. Click the link below. This pass will grant you access to speaking sessions, networking app, exhibition hall, daily networking drinks, and also included breakfast, lunch, and coffee breaks, all included the package. I love to see everyone there. Peace out.
I think there was a lot of anticipatory buying before the ETF launches and then before the halving. And so we've had the digestion of that because it has done, if you do year-to-date analysis, it's been a fabulous performing asset. And a lot of people in certainly our world are year-to-date people. That's how they think. And it's been very good. But what we're seeing now in terms of the spot Bitcoin ETFs is the flows have slowed down, but now they're becoming steady. They're becoming steady, and that, again, back to the first statement, maybe we'll have institutions. I don't know what breaks us into new high territory, but maybe it is the election. Maybe that's why a lot of people are sitting on their hands and are waiting to see if, who's going to win. They both seem much more crypto friendly, Bitcoin friendly. But clearly the Trump campaign is much more so. I think the ramifications are going to be unbelievable for innovation. Regulations are strangling businesses, financial regulation even more so. I mean, all of the companies in our business have had to add one compliance person after another because of waves and waves of regulation post tech and telecom bust, and then even more so after 08-09. And I know if Trump were to win, in his first administration, he basically said, if you want to put in a new regulation, then you need to take back two regulations. I think the combination of something like that, or actually just unwinding as many as possible by executive order, I don't know how many are possible that way, getting that done, getting Gensler out of the way, he will be gone. And I think he'll be gone in either administration, but especially a Trump administration. And on the FTC side, which is Federal Trade Commission, which is has taken a heavy hand in terms of preventing M&A and preventing liquidity events for venture capital firms. Grant is nodding yes, in violent agreement, yes. But we're seeing that broadly in our portfolio. By now, there should be a lot of M&A activity picking up because prices have been so subdued. But they're not being allowed. They're antitrust zealots, and yet we have the Magnificent Six growing ever bigger. So there's a huge disconnect out there, and I think if we get a Harris administration, at one point she was saying she would let Lina Khan go as well. Trump definitely will. That's the FTC. But there's a little bit of a backlash, so I'm not sure as much about that. So it's very clear it's going to take off. It's really been held back terribly by lack of liquidity events caused by the FTC and, just uncertainty generally around government regulation. AI is going to be a big part of this. It's going to be a very big, technology is going to be a big part of it. I would imagine that government employment will go down, if for no other reason than attrition. They're not going to let. And one of the things that I'm very happy to hear Elon say is a sentence that I use all the time. Government spending is taxation. Government spending is taxation. It's either going to be paid for with taxes concurrently, or in the future, or the most regressive tax at all, inflation. So Elon is saying that. I think that's going to become a mantra because it's very appealing to a lot of people. Wait a minute, you want to increase this program? You want to increase government spending? Okay, then you want to increase taxation. So I'm pretty excited about that one too.
Bitcoin was fluctuating just a day before the U.S. presidential election, with polls showing a tight race between former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris. However, with Trump now back in the White House, analysts are predicting Bitcoin could surge to anywhere between $80,000 and $90,000. A key factor behind this optimistic outlook is Trump's support for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. During his rallies, he advocated for the U.S. to take the lead in the crypto space, proposed appointing a crypto-friendly SEC chair to ease regulatory pressure, suggested creating a national Bitcoin reserve to boost adoption, and called for the U.S. to become a Bitcoin mining hub. Bernstein's bullish Bitcoin forecast aligns with fractal analysis, which suggests Bitcoin could reach new all-time highs following the U.S. elections, especially when coinciding with Bitcoin halving event. For instance, after the 2012 halving, Bitcoin surged from around $12 to nearly $1,150 by late 2013, a gain of almost 9,500%. Similarly, after the 2016 halving, Bitcoin rose from around $650 in mid-2016 to nearly $20,000 by December 2017, a gain of over 3,000%. After the May 2020 halving, Bitcoin climbed from around $9,000 to a new high of $69,000 in November 2021. With the fourth having completed in April 2024 and the U.S. election set for November 5, historical trends suggest Bitcoin could see another price surge, potentially reaching Bernstein's target of $80,000 to $90,000 in October. Bernstein had previously predicted Bitcoin could rally to $200,000 by 2025, regardless of the election's outcome. Do you think this target is achievable, or is it too optimistic? Let us know in the comments. Now, let's return to Cathie Wood as she shares more of her insight.
If Trump's elected and they do what they're, the decreasing regulation, getting government spending down, and expectations of government spending down, I believe that what we've been expecting is going to happen on steroids, and that is the 5 major innovation platforms that are evolving today, so robotics, energy storage, artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, and multi-omic sequencing. They're evolving. They involve 14 different technologies, and they're all ready for prime time. They're entering exponential growth trajectories. You know that from what we all do. they will be allowed to fly. Now, why will they? Because technologies are inherently deflationary. So, and why is that? They deliver huge gains in productivity. And so can you imagine a world where unit growth accelerates and pricing is either flat or negative? Maybe you don't get it too negative because services take a long time to adjust, but that is Goldilocks. That the market seems to be building that outlook into the multiple structure, the valuation, because this is hugely positive for valuations. Long rates staying low, inverted yield curves. So if unit growth goes up, you'll have short rates at times above long rates, but not for recessionary reasons. It's because the unit growth dynamics are so powerful, but long rates are quiescent because inflation isn't an issue. So this is what it was like in the early 1900s, actually the last time we had private money. Now, back then, it was much more of a boom-bust world. The Fed didn't come into being until 1913. So I think, we have more competition for fiat currencies now. Thank you, Bitcoin. It's also going to be a warning for monetary authorities. Watch out. You're looking at competition here, and look at what gold's doing now. So I think there's a worry. Gold is worried about the election. People are worried about inflationary ramifications. That's what they keep saying. But if we're right, the opposite's going to happen.
As we witness Bitcoin's evolution, the signs are pointing towards something significant. With institutions quietly accumulating Bitcoin and preparing for a future where crypto plays a larger role in finance, it's clear that the foundation is being set for a major surge. Additionally, the potential for tax-free Bitcoin trades, thanks to Donald Trump's suggestion, could draw in a wave of new investors. As these factors align, the prospects for Bitcoin's growth are rising. If current trends persist, we could be on the verge of seeing Bitcoin reach new all-time highs. It's only a matter of time before more people recognize this opportunity. The future of Bitcoin looks incredibly promising, and by staying alert now, you may be ahead of the curve. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.